Second sound check. Anybody hear me? Okay.
We are.
Loud and clear.
If you ever want fun, try setting up a small home office teleworking rig in a small hotel room. It's a joy. I literally have 3 laptops on top of each other. And I'm missing a pair of AirPods.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Sorry, I just left one meeting and walked right into this one. So my apologies for being a minute or two late.
So, Mike, how have people shared their PowerPoints while being able to access notes within their PowerPoints while on Zoom?
So usually what they do, like you can actually have a presenter view on your PowerPoint.
Right?
What it does is it blows it up. And so one screen becomes the presentation and the other screen becomes the speaker notes.
Right.
And so then you just share the screen that has the presentation and you can use the other screen to look at the speaker notes. So
Copy. Right on. Thank you.
yeah. So just turn on the presenter view in the slide. And if you're using Sheets, you can, I think they have a presenter view in Sheets as well, but you can also just download it as a PowerPoint and it's super easy to do. Just file download PowerPoint. So, okay. Does anyone know what we're doing tonight? What are we doing tonight? No, nothing.
Who knows?
We're going to talk about Lee's hotel room.
We're talking about Lee's hotel room. Lee, are you in like a fabulous hotel room? Is it swanky?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's amazing. It's
Oh,
it's like 400 square feet. It's nothing.
So they gave you 3, right? One for each, for the kids, for you, your wife. You got 1,200 square feet of hotel. No.
I actually had to beg for the third room. Originally, my wife and I were sharing a room, and I called them back and I said, if we weren't teleworking, this would work.
Yeah, of course.
But we're teleworking.
Yeah.
Because my wife is in an international studies program, so she has Zoom sessions at like 2:00 in the morning when she's got a Zoom with people in other countries. It's like, yeah. So they gave us a third room, so we're good.
Okay.
We don't look very married, but we're doing okay.
Hey, it can look how it looks. I know a lot of 60 and 70-year-old couples who do not sleep in the same room. I'm just saying.
Right.
And they're super happy, right? So,
Right.
it doesn't have to look like the traditional, like, hey, I'm going to go to bed in your arms. It's like, nope, time to go to bed, go into my own bed, right? Totally good.
Yeah.
And then, whatever. So it's a little more fun that way. But regardless, cool. Well, I'm glad everything's, I know it's uncomfortable and transitory, but like, I'm glad you're stable and safe relatively. So.
Yep. We get a place we're moving into August 15th. So there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Good. Oh, good. All right. So in case you hadn't yet guessed from our chatter, you know what you're doing tonight. There's a bunch of stuff going on tonight. you guys have demos and I keep mixing the teams around. So anyway, I think the team that has the deployment right, they're going to go first, but everybody else is just going to go in order. So team 1 is going right afterwards. So let's see. So we're going to do obviously the presentations and the demos tonight. We're going to record those. We're going to record those separately. And so they're going to be posted into a playlist so you can actually see them. What else are we doing tonight? Tonight, we are also doing some flashcard review because you're going to take your final assessment, which is the one that they actually look at. Just to say this, I was about to say Cameron or I, which is kind of interesting to make it like about us. But this program, not about Cameron or I, this program to date has never failed anybody, right? Because if you show up and you communicate about not showing up and you participate in the presentation to the requirements that we specified, like if that's it, that's it, like that, So, obviously Booz Allen wants to see you do well on the assessment, but again, it's a relative number. If you get a 5 and you're at a 55, you're doing great. If you were at a 25, 75, great. If you're at an 85 and you got to an 82, well, we'd be a little concerned about that. But don't worry, we're going to do our best to set you up for success by reviewing the questions. Well, not the questions, but some information before we have you take the assessment. And then after the assessment, we're going to talk about, we're going to give you evaluation. So you're going to get the assessment and the evaluation for the course at the same time. And then to the very end, we're going to talk about next steps. Just a short 10-minute, 15-minute thing where we're going to talk about next steps. And then we're going to have this very awkward moment at the end, all of us, where you realize that we've spent 13 weeks together. We've been gabbing, some more than others. Some of you have been super quiet. Some of you have been super engaged, and it's totally fine. All types are totally accepted. You're all right. You're all good. And you're going to realize that we're never going to see each other again, which is not actually true because you actually will see me in class. But you're like, we're not going to meet next Tuesday. And it's going to be like, feel really weird. And I'm going to be like, you guys are great. You guys are fabulous. You guys have done a great job, because that's actually true. And then Cameron's going to say his piece. And then we're going to be like, okay. And that's the official close of class. And there's going to be this weird moment where you're like, that's it. Like, we're done. Like, we're leaving. So just so you know, just preparing it for you now. You might be uncomfortable about your presentation. You're going to be uncomfortable again when we get to the end, because you're going to be like, what? We're not going to see? Really? We're not meeting next week? No, we're not meeting next week. Okay. So we'll get to that bridge, but I just wanted to prepare you for that, because there's always that moment of like where people don't want to leave because they're like, is this it? Like, this is the end? Like this is, we're done. And we actually will close it out just to honor everyone's time. So just so you're aware. Okay. All right. So if I remember the schedule correctly, I think this first like few minutes, you guys are still like prepping, right? But basically I'm gonna stop talking, and you guys, if you have any questions, you can ask them, but otherwise you're just like getting ready and getting set up. And then let me look at the schedule really quick. Let's see. Which team was it that was going first? Sorry, I apologize profusely, because I think it was Kevin. Was it Kevin that had
Yeah, team 2, I think.
Team 2 goes first, and then it goes 1, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so yeah. All right. So I'm gonna give you guys a quiet moment, put your stuff together, make sure everything's cool. Do you want to go into your breakout rooms, or do you want to stay here for that time period?
Would it be okay if we just did 5 minutes in the breakout room?
Yeah, well, I'm going to close the breakout room at 6:15 anyway, so you only get 7 minutes regardless.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to let you choose the room. So go into your team's room. I'm going to create the breakout rooms. You go join. Don't worry, there'll be 6, but please just join your team's room. Okay, and then all the rooms are open. So go click on the breakout button. Go join your room. Go do your thing. At 6:15, I'm going to close it and bring you all back. Okay. So go talk amongst yourselves.
Hey, Michael, I had a
Yes.
question. Is there a preference like between demoing live versus like, we made a backup video? Like, is there a preference between demoing live versus playing a video, or?
There's a preference that you demo live if possible.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, the backup video is just for failure, right?
Okay, got it. Yep.
Yeah, it's good. It looks like, Cameron, we're gonna have to buy hugs and hockey tickets. So hugs are very valuable in this COVID era. I just want to say that, right? I don't care who they're from now. I will take a hug from anybody. Right? Even I saw a guy the other day that we have had bitter fights about architecture. And I was like, I would take a hug from that guy, you know, bitter fights. So Ray, Ray.
I've received the option to go into a breakout.
Under the breakout room down at the bottom, you can, you might need
Oh,
to,
Is there-
let's see, Cameron. God, it is July 29th, isn't it?
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
God, it is hard to believe. There's only 4 months left in the year. That's what happened.
That is true. That is true. The, I was asked by, I forget who it was, Maria today to take a spring class in September. I'm like, I don't know if I've got a week off in September. So I think I do, but all of these different,
That's funny.
all of these different classes that are coming up. It's crazy.
Sorry, I just moved everybody out. Ahmed and Hong, I swear to God. I swear to God, I'm pretty close to like advocating for them not to pass. So, yeah. All right, so. All right, I guess I should stop this because I should record.